Hello, this is Evangelist Robert L. McKim Sr. It's early morning here in Ohio. 6:21, something not even up yet. But I wanted to come to you with some biblical information and some other information. Um, Long story short, in Bible study last night, we were studying finishing up the Ten Commandments. And in Exodus 20, God had commanded that they make him an altar of stone, and says, "You shall not build it with hewn stone, for if you use your tool on it, you have profaned it." Well, long story short, and here's the scripture right here, if you don't believe me. "And if you make me an altar of stone, of stone, you should not build it of hewn stone. For if you use your tool on it, you have profaned it." Or, as in other translations, it says, "You have defiled it." Hewn stone is cut stone. Stone that is cut from a quarry. That is what hewn stone is. Basically, God here is saying that hewn stone is defiled. It is defiled stone. And he does not like defiled stone in his altar. He wants everything to be natural. Well, then later on here in Isaiah 9:10, which is a harbinger, that Tom Daschle, back in 2001, the Speaker of the House, had read, declaring the United States disobedience in God, and saying, well, we're not going to trust in God no more. We're going to do it all on our own, with stone that he does not approve of. Just like the Israelites did when their walls and their towers had fallen to ruin and destruction. They defined God and said, "Well, we're not going to trust in you to rebuild this wall. We're going to do it on our own with hewn stones that is cut from a quarry." Because it says right here in Isaiah 9, verse 10, "The bricks have fallen down, but we will rebuild with hewn stone." Hang on, my eyes aren't working here right now. "The sycamores are cut down, but we will replace them with cedars." That's what happened at the church there in New York City, by close to the World Trade Center. The sycamore tree basically was killed, and they replaced it with a pine tree, a cedar tree. Well, guess what's happening to the cedar tree? Or that pine tree? It died. Then they replaced it with basically a statue of roots. Another thing too, someone had said, well, Jesus is, the cornerstone. And then during the Bible study, we were discussing whether or not Jesus is a hewn stone. Well, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm telling him, no, I don't see how Jesus could be a hewn stone. He said, well, it has to be a strong stone to be a cornerstone. Well, then he goes on and says you can make a cornerstone out of anything. Which is it? Is it a hewn stone, or is it a stone man on anything? The trouble is, the way I look at it is, if God says a hewn stone is defiled, if it's not pure, basically, then how could Jesus be a hewn stone? He's perfect. He can't be a hewn stone because he's perfect. Jesus Christ is the perfect cornerstone made by God, not by man. So he is not a hewn stone. So let's get that, straight real quick, because basically, I just look at it this way. Jesus Christ is perfect in every single way, shape, or form. He was with God when God came down on the mountain to give Moses the Ten Commandments. God was basically still up. He in the clouds, but Jesus was the one that came down to the earth, that wrote on the tablets, because Jesus is the Word. Jesus is the law. So how can Jesus come to do away with the law? Is what I like to know. How can Jesus do away with the law? Then Jesus would have to do away with himself. Jesus never done away with the law. He fulfilled the law with his death on the cross and his resurrection. He fulfilled the law. Fulfilled means that he, he did what the law was supposed to do. Or what, the law was meant to do. Destroy death and the hold that Satan had over us. The law never made us perfect until Jesus came and did what he had to do. A lot of people just don't get it. They just don't get it. Another thing too I wanted to mention was that I had been having some problems yesterday with my Facebook. With my YouTube email. I don't know what's going on. It is just so, it's been so, it's just been so crazy here lately. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. But the Let me do something here real quick. I'm trying to get to the correct oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, here is what was coming up on my email every time I was trying to, I got this error that there was some technical difficulties. Well, then, of course, there's a bigger view of it. I had chat with Yahoo and told them about this issue, and the guy could not get it fixed right away. And then when I went back in and checked my Yahoo email again, this is what came up. So for a good long while yesterday, I had no access to my email, my Yahoo email that I normally use. Then it started acting up like this. Renee had that issue one other time where it did that as well. Well, long story short, my battery's about ready to die, but I also wanted to mention was that let me get out of here and go back to Facebook. A friend of mine on Facebook has a site of his own ministry. Called End of Age Bible Prophecy. His name is Justin Roberts. But for some unknown reason, let me show you this. Let me go back here. This is my wall here. And then when I click on that for my sites that I have the Radio Patrol site, the site for my book, and the site for my ministry. His site is coming up as if I am the owner of this site. Basically, I could go in and change things if I want to on his site. How I like to know, how is it that Facebook has me as an owner of this site? I just don't understand that. I honestly don't understand it. I don't understand how Facebook has me an owner. Unless he's made everybody an owner. I sent him a private message last night. I think I might got one back. Yeah. He says, okay, I added you as an editor if you like to share on the page. That's okay. Okay, I get it. I'm also an editor. Alright, so basically I'm also part of the site too. Okay. That explains it. But I was kind of like, huh? What's going on here? Now I know. He lives in England, so time's different there, and so I had to wait to see, what he says. But I'm an editor of his site. Oh boy, excuse me. Uh, it's been crazy with technology here lately. I've been so overwhelmed with how technology can just fail in a heartbeat, and you're basically powerless to do anything to fix it because it's on their end. It's on their end is where the problem lies, in their servers. I feel personally that my Facebook got hacked, and someone tried to you know get into it and messed it up. Well, see, we've been having some internet issues, and we bought one of these things here, which is called a Wi-Fi extender, so that the Wi-Fi signal will go from the router, which is in the bedroom, go to this here. This picks up the Wi-Fi and extends it into here, into the living room. And it's been working better than it ever has since we've been on the internet. Now, if someone would have told us to get one of those a long time ago, when we had the combination, you was reusing the combination Time Warner boxes, then probably we wouldn't have had so much problems. But it's like, oh, we don't know what's going on. It's this issue, this that issue. It's this and that and something else. It's like, come on now, really, technically, Wi-Fi can't go everywhere in your home, especially if you have a medium to a large home. If you have a small home, like an apartment, yeah, Wi-Fi can go everywhere in that apartment. But a medium to a large home, Wi-Fi doesn't have the signal range like they say it does. 75 feet. Yeah, right. Come on, give me a break. Why did I have to put the Aries box right here behind me on the wall? And when I would pick the computer up off of my lap, so I got it on my lap, I would if I picked the computer up off of my lap and move it, I would lose signal. It's basically 5 feet from the wall to the chair where I'm sitting at. Moved it another 2-3 feet. There goes the signal. We took that back, got a UB, and there was an issue with the WPS button on it. It was working and it quit working. Well, so we took that back at another UB, and we still had some issues with the signal when I would have the computer in the back bedroom, because what we did was we extended, I have some cable, long cable, and extended it from the jack in the back bedroom all the way down the hall, so where it would be like in between the hallway, in between, basically the master bedroom and the living room, on the wall in the hallway. And I would go back in the master bedroom and I would lose signal after a little while being in there. I was on chat with, I was talking to them, actually, and they were in the computer working with the printer. HP was. And all of a sudden they lost signal. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I had to move the computer back in the living room again so they could work with it, get signal back and work with it. So when they decided, well, we'll try, Frontier, and Frontier lied out their, what, to us about how much it's going to cost. Got a bill for over $300. I called them and said, whoa, wait a minute here. Well, long story short, still not got supposedly down to 200. It was supposed to be down to 100 and something, and now it's down to 200 and something. Still, I'm not paying 200 and something for 16 days of service that didn't hardly work right. Well, listen, I gotta get off here. My battery's about ready to die on this camera. I'm gonna say God bless you and have a blessed day.